Hey guys, Gary back for another legal tip of how to win a procuring cause case. So last week on my podcast, I talked about the reasons I believe that your clients cheat on you, the things that happen that cause your clients to cheat and how to combat that. This week, I want to talk about procuring cause because from those cases, when your client does cheat on you, and particularly those cases where you have introduced the property and created that interest in your buyer to buy that property, and then they go cheat on you with another agent who writes the offer. How do you win those procuring cause cases? Now, procuring cause is very difficult to understand. I did a podcast earlier, maybe last year, on procuring cause. And typically when you talk about procuring cause, it creates more questions than it actually answers. But what we're going to do today is we're going to talk in this podcast is we're going to talk about how is it you can win it. And when you are looking at a procuring cause, one of the best avenues for you is to go to the Realtors Association and do arbitration. It's an excellent opportunity for you to present your case and a chance to win back the money that you believe you're entitled to. Even if you aren't a realtor and can't use that service, it's important to understand what the Realtor Association looks at, because other jurisdictions look at what the Realtor Association does as best practices. And in most jurisdictions, they include those in the statute and in a lot of their case law. So whether you're a realtor or not, you need to understand this. So what we do this week is I'm going to walk through the 6 factors that the National Association of Realtors has directed to be used by their boards when procuring cause cases coming out. So what we're going to do is talk about the 6 factors of which a hearing panel is supposed to look at to determine who wins a procuring cause case. And in one of those sections, this number 6, there's a breakdown of 10 sections of questions that basically goes to the heart of the matter. So we're going to talk about those questions. And if you listen to what we're talking about here and you have to go present your case, if you will basically follow the script of those questions and answer these questions in this order when you present your case, you'll make a very concise presentation to the board, to the panel, and the panel will be able to make an easy determination whether or not you're entitled to the money. These are the questions that they're looking for. Who did what time frame, and who is responsible for this action. So it's a great podcast this week to really, truly understand whether or not you're a procuring cause. Remember, there's no predetermining factor. It's not the person who took them across the threshold. It's not the person who wrote the contract. It's not even the person who had agency, though I disagree with that. It should be, because if you're not following the law, you shouldn't even be entitled to payment anyway. But it's a compilation of all of the factors together. And this is really going to get into that and talk about that more in detail. So check out the podcast, click the button up there, wherever it is, and down below for you as well. Y'all have a great weekend, and thanks for listening. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, but mainly hit that 5-star button so we can continue to get great guests. Thanks.